One. Up next on End of the Day Beer Review, we're going to be looking at Old Engine Oil. This is by Haviestoun Brewery, and it is a black ale, product of Scotland, and it comes in at 6% ABV. Check it out. Hi everybody, it's Rich, and welcome to End of the Day Beer Review. If you're new here, welcome. Today, we're going to be looking at Old Engine Oil. This is a black ale by Haviestoun Brewery. It says brewed in small batches. It comes in at 6.2% ABV. And on the back, it said, Haviestoun's original master brewer, Ken Brook, spent much of his early life crafting wooden prototypes for the Ford Motor Company. This black, viscous ale reminded Ken of thick, goopy car engine oil, so he named it in honor of his second love, the internal combustion engine. Its thick, chocolatey flavor leaves a roasty, bittersweet aftertaste to savor. And it says that it is brewed and bottled in Haviestoun Brewery in Hillfoots Village, Alva, Scotland. And it is imported by United International Incorporated. So I have to be honest with you, I had this about 5 years ago. And it does say that this brewery is established in 1983, by the way. So I had this about 5 years ago at somebody's birthday party, I think. They had it there. I had a can of it. And I remember enjoying it, but I don't remember anything else about it other than the fact that I couldn't find it by me. Well, I was in Poughkeepsie, New York, which is upstate New York, and I went into, I think it's Good Time Beverage or something like that, and they had some. So I picked one up. So let's take a look at this. I'm gonna crack the bottle right now. I'm using the appropriate stout glass for this, and we'll give it a pour. Now it definitely pours a dark, dark brown. I don't know if I would say this is viscous, but it's definitely a dark brown, very light khaki head to it, which is quite nice. This is all roast. This is all that sort of roasted barley type of aroma to it, almost like a good roasted coffee with some sweetness. I do get a little bit of chocolate, but I also get a little bit of like that sort of burnt sugar molasses aroma. Quite honestly, it's got a really nice nose. Not super complex, but definitely something that's enjoyable. So let's see what it tastes like. That is nice. So I have to be honest, this reminds me of sort of a very low level base stout, but not like a Guinness with the nitrogen aspect to it. It has a really, really nice sort of roasted flavor on the front of the tongue. As it progresses back, you do get some sort of chocolate, and like I said, almost like a slight burnt sugar flavor to it that I like quite a bit. And on the back of the tongue, there is just a hint of bitterness, which sort of ties the whole thing together. The mouthfeel is nice. Would I describe this as viscous? I would not after some of the beers we've had in this bar. Actually, it has sort of a very light, easy drinking type of feel to it. The bitterness is not cumulative, so like every time you take a drink, you get that bitterness, but it's not building and building and building, which I think is very good. There's enough bitterness here. The roasted flavor lasts for a while in the mouth, which is also really nice. The carbonation is perfect. It's spot on. As you swallow this, the flavors sort of erupt in the back of your nasal cavity and you get a really, really good flavor to it. This is a very easy drinking beer at 6%. Now, is it super complex? It is not super complex. It's actually relatively simple beer. Roasted sort of barley on the front end, as it, you know, that sort of roasted coffee flavor, then some of the chocolatiness, a little bit of that burnt sugar, and then boom, the bitterness, which brings it all together on the back of your tongue. So I mean, we're not talking about a beer where you're going to have to pick it apart piece by piece to try and figure out what you're getting. But what you are talking about is a very good, very easy to drink, you know, black lager, I'm sorry, black ale, which is very, very enjoyable to drink. And again, you know, on this channel, I don't give it numerical ratings. You know, my biggest compliment that I can give to a beer is, would I purchase it again? And, you know, like, yes, every day, all day. And this would be a beer that I think could go with just about anything. You know, like, this is something, I believe the first time I had it with brick oven pizza, and I was impressed that it stood up to that. This would go easily with a lot of different foods. I could see this as a barbecue. I could see this, you know, basically any sort of dinner you could make with it, or lunch. It's a really nice, easy drinking beer. So with that, I would say yes, I would buy it. And I'll tell you something else, it didn't break the bank. I believe for a bottle of this, it was about $4.50, somewhere in that neighborhood. So not super cheap, but it is an import, so not super expensive either. Worth getting, definitely worth getting. You know, next time I see it, I would just buy a 6-pack, because this is one that you could drink, enjoy, come back to when you're looking for a more basic beer. And this would do the job every single time. Anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed the review. This was Old Engine Oil Black Ale by Haviestoun Brewery, coming in at 6% ABV. And if you see it out there in the wild, it's one I would definitely pick up and give a try to, because it is quite good. Now, I'm gonna sit back, enjoy the rest of this beer, and I'll see you next time on End of the Day Beer Review. If you like the review, please throw a comment down below. If you have, you know, if you dislike the review, throw some comments down below. If you had something else by this brewery, I'd love to hear about it. If you've had Old Engine Oil and you think I'm, you know, not correct on my, you know, view of this, please throw a comment down below as well. And I'll see you guys next time on End of the Day Beer Review. Cheers.